Today on the show, Infinity War makes all the money. Disney may be losing a grip on its Fox deal. Bill and Ted have a midlife crisis. Could Kevin Feige be moving over to Star Wars? And is the MCU the new Star Wars? And we're going to rank our top 5 MCU movies for you. Let's get the show started. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, enemies and friends, welcome to the show that never ends. You are tuned into On the Reel on the R Squared Network. I'm your host, Steve Johnson. Joining me today is my brother from the same mother.
How y'all doing out there? Back like we ain't never ever left.
How you doing today?
I'm chilling, man.
Okay, Mr. Woods, how are you doing today?
Chilling. What up?
Glad to hear it.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys
Not
ready
even
to get
the last
this thing?
hope for the resistance or whatever.
It's a lot going on, man. It's hard. It's hard out here.
Everything is just happening.
Everything's happening at once.
All right.
We got a new graphics package.
Nah, it looks great.
Figure it all out.
That's what's up.
I'm taking it one step at a time.
Yeah,
all right,
one day at a time.
But why don't we just get into
say that
news?
in recovery programs.
Yeah.
So
Let's get into it, man.
Listen, man. Before that, fun fact.
What?
Fun
No,
fact.
I already put up the news.
Doesn't matter. Fun
Messed
fact.
up.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. What do you got for us?
Post news. Fun fact. Right.
Post
It's
news,
springtime.
fun facts.
Yeah.
We hate the spring. Well, I know I hate the spring. Right. Because the spring, right, is nature's sex season.
Oh man, the sundresses is out.
So
Sundress
this
season.
is not about sundresses. This is about flowers having sex. All right.
Unprotected sex.
Yeah, and I want you to understand pollen, right, is like flowers' sperm.
Why you had to
Word.
take it there?
Because I want that image to burn in everyone's
why would
head.
you want that?
Outside.
I'm just trying to understand why is that a thing.
So when pollen hits outward, right, and
Yeah.
it gets in your nose and in your throat and in every,
You know what?
it's
It's everywhere. Pollen's back.
This bit is running too long.
it's flower nut. I just want
Okay.
you to know that.
All right.
Yeah.
You're ingesting flower nut.
Fantastic.
Yeah, everybody get out there, take your Claritin and your Benadryl.
All
You're
right.
gonna be
So,
Spring, that's
Yeah.
what's happening. So
No-
I just
no
wanted
no
to
more
put that
flower
out there.
chase.
Avengers Infinity War
Enjoy
making
that.
all the money. All of it.
I can't stop picturing flowers jizzing on each other.
That's
now.
it. That's what's happening.
okay.
Flower
It's in it's in your nose.
Oh
Okay.
God, the
All right.
graphics.
You're
All right.
ingesting
So,
flower sperm.
Infinity War makes all the money, right? Like
That's what happens when people
It
get
is the
sick.
fastest film to ever reach $1 billion in history.
I'm just
It
saying.
had the
Yeah.
#1 opening weekend of all time.
Of
Okay.
all time.
All time, Craig.
Crazy.
They don't get that.
Top flight.
Some people
Now, also, it is lagging behind The Force Awakens only, right?
Mhm.
At this stage, The Force Awakens in the in the domestic box office, Force Awakens is about $150 million above it
Mhm.
at this stage, the 14-day stage
Okay.
that it's been out.
think
Here's the thing.
14 days though.
It's crazy. So they're already
They're
at
gonna-
500
But to make $1 billion in
Yeah.
like a week, it's
That's-
crazy.
Well,
on.
we'll see
That's
when
ridiculous.
Deadpool and Solo come out. But
yeah,
here's
it's gonna
the
mess
thing.
up the numbers.
Here's the thing.
I don't know, man. Everybody's still going to see it.
People like that new hotness. It's just they're
But this is the thing though.
What's up?
It is overperforming in the international market, and it has not opened
in China.
in China yet. It opens in China this weekend.
It's a wrap.
Now here's the thing.
I thought you said it opens everywhere simultaneously.
Except China.
Oh, okay.
And Russia. But Russia, they had a big release, #1 opening release in Russia of all time.
Right.
And then also another huge release. So here's the other thing. At this stage in the Force Awakens life cycle,
Right.
it was by the end of the weekend, it was at 770 million in the international box office. Infinity War, as of Thursday, was at 780 million, not including any of the China numbers or any of the international numbers.
Okay.
And it's set to do probably break records in China for the opening weekend. So it's entirely possible that it could make up what it doesn't get in the domestic
So they already
market
got pre-orders numbers in from China.
Well, for day one, it was highest day one numbers ever.
So it opened in China already?
It's playing there now. So we'll get the numbers sometime tomorrow. Maybe we'll give you an update. We probably won't. So
No,
maybe
not till next week.
Now, do we think this thing can catch $2 billion?
Yeah.
It's already at like what right now?
You saying
Worldwide?
you saying domestically or just
No.
overall?
I'm saying worldwide. Well, forget about if $2
So
billion
what
is
did Force
easy.
Awakens make?
Force Awakens made $900 million in the States.
I don't give a crap. Worldwide, what it made?
Just under $2.1 billion. So just under Titanic.
Just
So
under.
it's $2.36 billion.
Infinity War is gone.
But Infinity War made more than it in a shorter time.
In an opening weekend, not in the domestic.
It already made $1 billion worldwide.
I
So
understand
did
that.
Infinity War make more than it in a shorter time?
It was the fastest to reach $1 billion.
Right.
Yeah. Ever.
But now you're
Yes.
saying it's just still under in terms of this time frame at this current stage.
At this current stage, right now it's at 1.29.
Right.
And again, by the way, within 16 days, it's gonna top Black Panther. Black Panther's entire run, which by the way beat
Yeah, wasn't
Last
Black Panther
Jedi.
number 3 like all time, and it's about to be knocked out?
In the States, it's like number 9 or 10 in
the world.
In 16 days, its entire run is gonna exceed.
So,
That's
but now the
is that
wild card. In
a
the
surprise?
room,
It was like the highest viewed trailer of all time.
But
yeah, exactly.
we can't really go by that all
Yeah,
the
you
time.
can't.
You can.
can.
At this stage, you can.
So,
That shows interest.
Yeah.
my
much.
question is, with wild cards like Deadpool 2 and Solo coming in the following week, that could kill the
It's going to
momentum.
mess up the church's
That's
money
what
is
you
what's
were
going to
just
happen.
saying. You were saying
It's
that
going to mess up the church's money.
people like that new thing.
Yeah, it's like the hot new girl. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, am I going to go mess with this old one? That's kind of been around the block a little bit. Or I'm going to go see the hot new thing. You know what I'm saying? So people are going to go see the new movie as opposed to, I've seen this one already. Like Black Panther did its numbers because like people kept going to see it.
And it came out in February.
There was no competition. It's just
Like,
like,
what
if you wanna
are they
that
going
type
to
of
see?
thing,
A wrinkle
like
in
people
time?
go see it, and then it's just like, oh, I'm gonna take my kids to see it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna take my moms to see it.
Just note that you said that, not me.
I definitely did say that.
People took their friends to see it, their moms to see it, and saw it multiple times.
Right.
But because all this other stuff in the sci-fi / superhero, special effects type, action movie thing stuff is coming out.
Right.
I think it's gonna affect the numbers. I don't know if it could beat Force Awakens.
Especially when you got Movie Pass out there crapping on people seeing a repeat movie.
There, buddy.
I'm just saying.
Don't get them to cancel my Movie Pass.
Yo, I'm just saying, man.
We get the benefits.
Try to jam me up out there.
Yo, man. Anyway,
right,
but no, I agree with you guys because it's a matter of you don't get to that number if it's people not going to see this multiple times. And now that when Deadpool 2 and Solo comes out, I do still want to see Infinity War again, but I'm going to want to see Deadpool. I'm going to want to see Solo. Am I going back to see Infinity War? And speaking of, real quick, how many times did you guys see Infinity War so far?
Going to see it 4th time, taking my mom to see it tomorrow for Mother's Day.
I saw it twice.
Saw it twice?
I saw Black Panther 4 times.
I saw
Black Panther
twice.
4 times, and I saw this one 4 times.
I
can't.
4 times already?
I don't know. That's debatable. Okay. I saw it 4 times already. Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
It's debatable. Listen, I tried to go see Black Panther again, one more time.
Okay.
And Movie Pass crapped on that. Shout out to Movie Pass.
What they say? You see it too many times?
$10 a month. All right.
Shout out to Movie Pass.
Let's go ahead and
you can't see a movie too many times.
No. That's a whole other topic.
You paid your $10 and now you can't just rape the system.
That's a whole.
All right. So speaking of
why he can't contribute to Black Panther doing his numbers?
Thank you.
Speaking of
this
the
guy
Black businesses
and Marvel,
this guy gets it.
Kevin Feige says that the Eternals are definitely in the cards for the future.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, here's the thing about this, and I really have to come to think that this is just Marvel just putting their foot on the necks of DC, because it's like DC was like,
you mean
we're gonna do the new gods.
The new gods?
Oh yeah, I got something for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Take these Eternals real quick. Hold that.
Oh man. Yo, listen.
Does anybody know about the Eternals? Because I don't. Who tell
DC
somebody
should
explain.
super just sell their stuff to Marvel, man. So like they don't know what the F they're doing.
Here's kind of what you need to know.
No.
Like, here's the short, like, super crunched version of it, right?
It's
The
just like, yo, Kevin Feige, we'll pay you. Just come in and tell us how to do it.
The Celestials created the Eternals,
Okay.
right? They created the Deviants
Okay.
and the Eternals, and I'm
Sound
wondering
like a
if they
fun
created
bunch.
one more group. I'm not sure, but and then the Eternals, right? They serve as the guardians of
The Galaxy?
no. Well, I see what you did there. They serve as the guardians of the Earth. Like they watch over Earth and other areas and stuff like that. And like anything, you can have some people who deviate and become bad guys or whatever, and
Hence the deviant.
yeah, and then those who are actually protectors. So what this does for Phase 4, to me, what makes it interesting is that you can do Captain Marvel, who comes off of that bloodline of the Eternals.
Throw some Nova in there.
You throw the Nova Corpse, exactly. You throw some Nova Corpse
Well,
in
I
there.
mean, technically, if they're still around, because
We'll have to.
Yo,
but we could talk about
Spoiler
that.
alert.
Yeah, we could talk about that deeper when we go about.
Thanos destroyed all that shit.
Well, half of it.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's pretty much the Eternals. Like they're godlike, and you know what? I'm wondering what are they going to do based upon the whack ass Inhumans, who didn't do anything. Is this like a retcon in that aspect?
I think you bring the Inhumans back in 10 years, but in any event, speaking, we're all about Marvel. It seems like.
Yeah.
So apparently,
No checks though.
no, not yet.
Not yet.
But
Okay.
I'll take them.
All right.
But apparently there is some. If you're looking for this Fox and Disney deal to happen, you want to see X-Men versus the Avengers. There is some trouble in the way. So apparently Comcast is prepared to make an all-cash offer for Fox, whereas Disney was only proposing a stock trade. And Disney stock would have been worth 52 or 54 billion.
Okay.
Whereas Comcast is putting together a $60 billion all-cash offer. So what do we think about this?
Go ahead. Well, basically, man, the you want to say anything, LeVar? Or not yet?
No, he's a dead man.
All right.
Okay. So
No, hold on. Listen.
Okay.
This is what's happening, right?
Explain this to me, sir.
No, it's nothing to explain. All you got to know is that Disney needs to just shell out more cash, because I'm pretty sure this is what LeVar's thinking, right? And he'll correct me. That Disney needs to shell out more cash so that they can acquire the X-Men. That's what we want. To bring
That's all that it's about.
Is it just the X-Men? But what about all the other properties?
Of course, there's
the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Yeah.
What about?
No, there's more properties.
No,
Than just
I don't give a crap about nothing that's not Marvel.
$54 billion for the X. Like
I know.
What about Avatar? What
Yo,
about
the dude from Disney said, "Calm your tits. It's all gonna work out."
He definitely said Disney stock is worth more than money.
Way more. They're printing money.
He said no. Bob Iger went on Bloomberg and said he's not worried about any potential things, because when you weigh an offer, you have to look at the feasibility of it actually happening. He was basically saying Comcast can't come up with that money because they have to borrow this money for this to happen. Right?
You say you were riding G5s, baby?
Disney.
No more freaking five bitch
Can I hear
miles
that
for
quote
you.
again?
No.
He said
he says you have to look at.
That he said Disney is more valuable than
No, but this is what I'm saying. He said you have to look at any deal. You have to look at the currency in which the deal is being proposed. And so what he says is, if you look at our stock, we're offering stocks, and look at our stock value. Look at how they're over.
He's like, didn't you just see Black Panther? Didn't you just see Thor Ragnarok? Did you not just see Infinity War? You see what we're doing out here.
More
you see
info
what we're
about
doing.
that.
Humans.
Bob Iger was more excited for Black Panther than he was for Infinity War.
Of course he was.
Now, on their earnings call, because the thing is, Black Panther had a higher rate of return, even though Infinity War is probably going to make more at the box office, because they didn't have to pay Robert Downey Jr. $50 million.
Right.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
$20
they ain't paid him nothing.
So
because it's their first time doing it. All of them got peanuts.
But and that's the thing. He kept bringing up Black Panther as like the model of how we know how to make money. It's basically like, look, you know Infinity War is gonna make money, but we just brought you Black Panther making 1.3, 1.4, beating Star Wars.
Humans.
All right, so
Humans.
next,
that was a cyborg who was doing that interview at Bloomberg.
Oh, of course.
You know, so just as long as that's established.
Everybody, they're all hosts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Westworld.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
so next, go Hasbro Rangers. So apparently, Hasbro has acquired the Power Rangers franchise from Saban.
Right.
Just bought it straight out. Now, here's the thing. Hasbro now has... we already know that they're doing Rom the Space Knight. We know that they are doing a new Transformers universe.
Okay.
Right? They have their All-Spark writer's room. We know they've got G.I. Joe. And now they're adding Power Rangers to the mix. And I think, from what I understand, they want to make this all one connected universe.
Everyone does.
And here's the thing. I don't see why. There's nothing in there that says it wouldn't work. Who's to say G.I. Joe aren't in the same world as Transformers? I know when I played with my toys when I was younger.
The Power Rangers?
They was together.
But
right?
the bigger question is why. I mean, I know why they're doing it, because they're seeing what Disney is doing, and everybody wants to connect the universe, just like everybody wants a trilogy. This is the formula stuff. But I mean, why do I need to see the Power Rangers fighting G.I. Joe in some random movie?
I don't think they do it that way. I think
Power Rangers be fighting the Decepticons.
Or something like that. Yeah. Why? But why do I need to see that?
No. But what if the Power Rangers
that
are just
works,
space arm with it, and Power Rangers basically go and fight with Rom the Space Knight?
Yeah, I guess.
Would you be mad at that?
The crossover movies, man. One-offs.
I don't want to see crossover. I don't know.
No, I just think you treat Power Rangers
like
like
Freddy
the Guardians
versus Jason,
of the Galaxy,
man.
Right?
Alien versus Predator.
Maybe you have
King
like
Kong
one
versus Godzilla.
big Avengers style movie like 5 years after the thing starts. As long as they let each property be its own thing.
Okay.
Before they try to
mix them all in together.
Put your characters before your universe.
So now, am I going to be? How mad? What's the level of?
No. You are always going to be angry.
What's the level of anger that would hit any of you guys if Hasbro, bro, does like a connected universe with all of their characters better than DC? That DC couldn't get this together while Hasbro's out there just pulling anybody out of the hat.
I just wanna put this out there. Just not to like pour salt in the wound, but just for the record.
Like DCFU can't get it together?
Infinity War in its opening weekend made more than Justice League made in its entire run. Like the whole thing.
Blame Zack Snyder.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Why not?
Nope. I'm not allowing it. Okay,
hey,
so
he the one did it.
On to the next thing. I don't know if this is fun, but
he's the one who put Jesse Eisenberg or whatever his name is.
He did, but now he listen. But listen to this.
He is single-handedly responsible for this craptastic world that they're in now.
Apparently, the original suit that Robert Downey Jr. wore in the first Iron Man back 10 years ago in 2008 was stolen.
Taxed.
Now, my question is, who stole this and what are they going to do? By the way, it's worth reportedly around $300,000. But is there like an underground market for like old superhero costumes?
Yes.
It's just like super rich people that just
like, where are you going to sell that?
Yes.
Maybe they're just going to wear it to Comic-Con and kill them. They're going to stun on them.
I have a feeling they're just going to go home, put it on, and jerk off in it. But just people are sick of it.
But you're mad at me about talking about how pollen is like
Why are you
flower sperm?
Up? Nobody asked you to bring
all
that back up.
ski effer.
Anyway.
Okay.
Listen, man. There's the dark web.
Hold on, wait. Was it you? That's the first thing I have to ask.
No. Not me.
We're not recording this, don't worry.
No, it wasn't me.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't come for me.
What about you?
What was who?
Would you have stolen it?
Would I have stolen it? No.
No, you didn't pose that question. Yeah, okay. I'm like, don't ask me if I stole it.
Why would I steal an Iron Man suit? What am I gonna do with that?
I don't know.
Who am I gonna sell it to?
The dark web.
Word. I don't because I feel like as soon as I put that on the internet, feds.
Federal.
But that's what I mean. Like, how do you fence something like that?
You don't.
Yeah, but you get to look at it. You enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You just get to have it.
What?
Did you take it?
Maybe.
Yo.
All right.
Feds.
We're not recording this.
I want the reward. It was this guy.
Wow.
We're not recording this.
Usually I don't point fingers, but.
All right. So now we have some very interesting news. So Ryan Reynolds says he's not sure if there'll be a Deadpool 3.
He said that in the goddamn trailer.
I know.
Yep. And he
Although,
repeated it.
now my question is that just a marketing ploy? Or is he worried about the Disney Fox deal? And I'll actually tell you what his reasoning was behind this. So,
there's definitely going to be an X-Force movie, and he's definitely going to be in it.
That's what he pointed out. He says
so
for
Deadpool's
the
not going to die.
To evolve.
It's not over.
He says you don't want to keep doing the same thing over.
Yeah.
And now that they've introduced
you got to expand the universe.
The X-Force is the next logical thing.
Yeah.
He says for them to do another Deadpool standalone movie.
It will get stale.
Yeah. Well, he says they'd have to basically to not repeat themselves, basically up the ante.
Mm-hmm.
And basically get the budget down as low as possible so that they could go crazy. Right? And that tells me that maybe the budget on this one was kind of exploded. You know, The first one did so well. We know the first one didn't have a high budget, but I'm pretty sure this one is in the $100 million.
Like they said, we'll give you more. Yeah. And they spent all of that budget on Cable's arm. Like that was the thing that they
and the eye. Don't worry about it. Don't forget the eye.
It was the eye and the arm. So in one of those, I just thought it was a matter of the Disney deal, the Disney Fox deal. So
I mean that could play
because that just changes the dynamic.
Talk about it.
Yeah, they changed the dynamic of what's happening with Deadpool and how he has to interact with everyone else and stuff like that. So I don't know.
All right.
On a completely unrelated note, you think they completely canceling New Mutants?
Oh, that's done. That is
been
over
done, son.
with.
I had said that from the rip.
Yeah.
So I'll just
I really wanted to see it.
I'm preparing to take my victory lap. Like I'm just waiting to take my victory lap of saying once Disney acquired this, that New Mutants is finished.
I mean, they pushed it.
And I remember it was it'll happen.
You know, as a kid,
Disney nights. As
a kid, I always knew that when my parents said to me when I wanted something, I wanted like a toy, I wanted to go to the Toys R Us or whatever.
Right.
Whenever they said next week, I just knew it wasn't gonna happen.
Never worry.
Okay.
And then,
never worry. 30 seconds.
I feel like that's what they did to New Mutants. It's like, oh yeah, it's coming out next week.
That's what they're doing to Mowgli.
Don't listen. Don't worry about that right now.
Disney wants humans if they don't have them already.
So next,
Disney is Westworld.
James Gunn.
Disney is Westworld.
Okay. Everybody's a host. But James Gunn says that Adam Warlock will not be in Infinity War, the next Avengers movie.
Yes, I heard. It's already too many characters. There's a bunch of people that they didn't show you even in the last movie, so,
I think they kind of want to focus on the core group. And
he's definitely going to be in damn Guardians 2, even though he didn't say that. He didn't deny
Guardians 3?
Yeah, Guardians 3. That's what I mean.
So, does anyone care? He also, hold on. He said he's not confirming in that same statement. He said he's not confirming whether or not Adam Warlock will even be in part 3.
First off, they wouldn't have showed him at the end of the damn thing if he wasn't going to be.
Thank you.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
No.
They could have been planning that for later out.
Lies.
Thank you.
Okay.
You don't show the gun in Act 1 if you don't plan on using it in
Don't
Part 3.
Don't be using my
Bam,
lines.
bam. Look at that, man.
You said it first.
Bam, bam. But you said it best.
Yeah.
So there it is. And that's
you made
what
it
it's
a hot
about.
line. I made it a hot song.
Nah, like with Adam Warlock, I think that's one of it comes back to the Eternals with the Phase 4 and the Eternals and stuff like that. So it's a matter of the continuity, right? And these guys, even the Russo brothers talked about it. they were thinking of when they were juggling bringing Warlock in any kind of carnation, or even having Hela and Death and stuff like that. They said you would have to now talk about this backstory with why he loves Hela. And how did that work out, and what's going on there to really get people on board to understand the relationship? Us as comic fans,
they
we
even
know.
said that they thought about bringing in the Netflix people, but it's just like we already had too many characters.
We already got
They
too
were
many
never
people.
bringing in the Netflix.
They was like, we thought about it, but then they made Iron Fist, and then we was just like, no.
I was like, no.
It's like, pardon me, I had to laugh at that.
But here's what you got, right? Here's the possibility, and we'll talk about this more in depth when we do our Infinity War conversation. Is that Captain Marvel can be the one. You know what I'm saying?
She will be the Adam Warlock type character.
Yeah, that will kind of build that bridge or connect that bridge.
By the way, Courtney's been listening this whole time, so I just want to give a shout out.
Shout out to Courtney.
What's good, Court?
By the way,
Courtney is not a girl.
He said, why would you assume that?
No, I never did, but y'all did when y'all was doing Second Page.
I didn't assume that. I went to college with Courtney.
Yeah. No, I was watching your Second Page show, and they were just there like,
blame the other guys for that.
Said, don't put that on me.
Put that shit on me, Ricky Bobby.
No, but Courtney, first of all, he said, do not try to blame Zack Snyder. And he also said, leaving Warlock out means they dropped the ball.
Yeah, and that means that my prediction is wrong, that Adam Warlock was the one going to do it. Yeah.
You did have that.
I don't think wait, hold on. Everybody relax though. There is also one more possibility.
Which is?
That he's lying?
James Gunn is fucking lying, yes.
That's not...
Hey, man.
He kind of said
bullshit.
that the Guardians weren't going to be in Infinity War before all the trailers came out.
Did he say that?
He said something of
that's
something
dumb.
To that
He didn't say that.
He said something like that. Look, okay. But I will believe it when I don't see it. All right. Now, next.
When it's all said and done by the end of Infinity War, though, Adam Warlock might be holding that gauntlet. For different reasons.
After credit. First of all, James Gunn don't even know. They'll call him in like, all right, you can see one of the early cuts.
Right.
But next, so Ryan Coogler says that he would love to do an all-female led Black Panther spinoff. Can you just imagine the Nakia, Shuri, and Okoye movie?
It'd probably be cool.
Picture it?
With no Black Panther cameo?
I don't need it.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess.
No, I mean it's gonna be dope. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dope. They were amazing in the film. The Black Panther film was so dope. So they were amazing in the film. I just want to see what's gonna happen in Black Panther 2. Them having a spinoff. You have multiple stories that you can talk about anyway, whether it's the Dora Milaje or I forget what was this girl's character. What was she? She wasn't a part of the Dora Milaje.
No,
she was like a spy.
She's from the River Tribe.
But was she was just a spy for Wakanda?
Yeah.
Just specifically? Okay, so there's that whole story right there. And then come on, Shuri.
By the way,
come on, son.
Just for the record, Black Panther is now out on digital Blu-ray.
Copy it?
And Blu-ray 4K.
Is it still in theaters though?
It's still in theaters, making that money.
That's funny.
But Courtney asked, "Where's the best place to buy it?" The answer is anywhere, because you can buy it on Google Play or iTunes. Because it doesn't matter which one you buy it on, it's a part of the Play Anywhere service.
Right.
So any Disney movie you buy, you can play it on any one of your whatever service you have.
Service or devices.
Unless you buy it on Xbox, then it's stuck on Xbox. But everything else, iTunes, Google Play, Roku, all of that stuff.
This does not help Xboxes.
I'm just saying.
All right, are you gonna get like a hard copy version of this Black Panther film?
I'm definitely not. I don't do. No.
Not even this one?
No, I'll buy it. I'll buy the digital. But here's the thing. I just want to put out
I might get the hard copy.
Do we think that we'll see Shuri, or which one of them would you see as donning the Black Panther suit? Because there is precedence.
It has to be Shuri.
Does it have to be?
Yes.
Can Shuri fight?
She's the one who made the tech.
She's super smart.
She made the tech. Thank you.
It's not what I asked
all
you.
The tech.
She made the tech.
I feel like it should be Okoye.
because she's the guard. She's the one who guards the throne. So
exactly.
if the throne is empty because Shuri is of royal bloodline, she would be the next one.
Unless,
so it cannot be, Okoye.
Unless Shuri was just
all I'm saying
standing
is I don't think Shuri's
on the crown, like she was just guarding the guarding.
I don't
the
think
palace
Shuri's winning a hand to hand with M'Baku. If there's another,
they could give it to M'Baku.
I mean, maybe, but I'm saying in this all female led.
Yeah.
If it's Nakia, Shuri, or Okoye, who do you want wearing the costume?
It's gonna be Shuri.
It's gonna be Shuri. But I mean, if it's Okoye wearing that costume, that's gonna be kind of dangerous. Everybody's dead. Like, it's a wrap. She's using the claws.
That's what see. Okay.
Killing them.
Like, she's using the claws.
Americans.
Nah, but I want to see what happens in Black Panther 2, to be honest, before we start doing spin-offs.
If that ever comes out. Because,
he's dead. Spoiler.
Come on.
Yeah, I think.
Spoiler alert. He's dead.
I didn't know.
By the way, isn't this the perfect time to have him become the king of the dead?
Yeah. Because he's dead.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
All our friends are dead.
Okay.
Hence the Eternals.
So, Jay, thank you for watching us.
Jay, what up?
All right. Now, our last news topic of the day. Bill and Ted are going to apparently have a third movie.
Nice.
Okay. Who was asking for this?
No, man, you need it. You got to finish it out. They're having like a midlife crisis. You read about this. Tell us what the plot is. By the way, before you tell us about it, did you know that Steven Soderbergh was going to be the producer on this thing?
Not at all.
Okay, now, tell us what you know about
it. Basically, Bill and Ted are washed. They have daughters, right? Because if anybody remembers,
you mean like the actual characters in the movie, not like from the outside looking at the franchise.
No. They're washed.
Bill and Ted is a cult classic.
Bill and Ted, the characters, Keanu Reeves and whatever the other dude's name is, because I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows for sure because he didn't really have a career after that movie. Keanu Reeves did though. Many classic movies, but anyway, right. I digress.
So
basically, they were
Courtney
told.
Says he'll allow it.
Yeah, they were told in the last movie that they would make this song, or they would, inspire, and they would like save the world. And now they're, 40 something, and they still haven't done it. So then somebody comes from the future, is like, yo, y'all better do it now. Like, now's the time y'all got to do it. So now the pressure is on.
Right.
So they got to figure out how they're gonna come up with the greatest song in the world. Didn't Jack Black do that in the movie?
Maybe.
Yeah.
There was something to that.
This is a tribute.
Yeah, but like, I'm
Pick
all
of Destiny
about this.
was called.
I don't know how you're gonna do it with George Carlin being gone. But,
they're gonna have to CG him up.
No, they're gonna get new comedians. All right, let me ask you a question. Who would you want to see in the George Carlin role?
George Carlin.
Give me a comedian. That's not George Carlin. And Courtney apparently wants them to bring back Lost Boys.
Ooh.
Now what? No. So here's the thing. Courtney says they saved the world in part 2.
That's dope.
No, they didn't save the world in part 2. They were told that they would save the world,
for
but
future
they've
generations.
actually never written that song yet.
So they're trying to figure it out because now the pressure's on, because somebody comes back from the future and tell them like, y'all got to do it now, or else the whole world is effed.
They're going to play on a lot of things that's going on right now.
Oh, they have to.
And so it's relevant to the times. That's why I'm like, all right, Bill and Ted 3, let's see what you got. Because it's relevant to all the chaos and mayhem that's going on as of right now in the world and what we're seeing and stuff, presidents and all of that good stuff. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
So you would be happy with this?
Yeah, I mean, just based upon where the story is, like how LeVar was bringing up, like that this is a situation where they're older, life's gotten in the way, they have kids, they just you think life is going to be great, and that's it's a representation of not everyone, but people's lives where you think it's going to be great, you think you got it all together, and it doesn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? So. How they're going to play on that, what they're going to talk about, what they're going to do. I want to see the writing. I want to see how it's going to move along. It should be interesting.
Okay. So, I cannot wait to see this thing.
Okay.
And I think they deserved a trilogy years ago, and now, wow.
Did they really
Courtney
deserve a
says
trilogy?
Bill and Ted versus Mumble Rap. Okay. Let's. All right, we have to now. We're getting to the meat and potatoes, folks. We are moving on to the focal point.
Yo, they're gonna make the song that's like, yo, we have to stop this mumble rap.
All right, so Marvel, the MCU.
Yo, they're gonna make for the culture.
Easy, buddy. Just relax. No, but so now we're 10 years into this thing. We are over 15 billion in worldwide sales. Right. 19 movies in, going on 20. Right. Increasing in the box office and interest. The world knows the Avengers. My question is...
What is your question, good sir?
What is the question MCU, that you're posing? Has it now surpassed Star Wars? Is the MCU the new Star Wars?
Is the MCU the new Star Wars? The short answer is yes. It is.
I'm giving you a single for this one.
We can do that.
Send him all your hate, folks.
No, is it the new Star Wars? Yes, of course, because we wouldn't have gotten here with the MCU if it wasn't for Star Wars. Plain and simple.
So
Star Wars.
It's connected. It's all connected. You wouldn't get this. You wouldn't get trilogies. You wouldn't get all these franchises. You wouldn't get all merchandising. You wouldn't get the terminology and the understanding of blockbusters and how all these things are interconnected because of Star Wars.
Slow down when you say
they showed you how to do this.
I'm saying it just like how I said.
But
Star
Wars been out.
No, they haven't. Star Wars and Jaws were the first two movies that Star Wars particularly, because when movies were popping, they would start out in small screens, right? And you, being a movie aficionado, know this.
That's why I'm gonna shut down your whole argument in a second. But please,
they would go in small theaters and then they would branch out.
Okay.
Right into other theaters.
Ben-Hur or Citizen Kane. If you adjusted those for inflation,
that's a blockbuster.
That is a blockbuster. If you adjust
it started out in one theater or a couple, not one, but it started out in a couple of theaters and then it started to branch out because it was doing well.
No, that's not how that was. That was the most expensive.
That level of sci-fi.
Lawrence of Arabia was a blockbuster, right? Look,
Ben-Hur was the biggest. At the time, okay. Right? But Star Wars and how people perceive, nobody cared about sci-fi. It was laughed at. True or false? True or false? Think about in 1977 when VCRs was coming out, when all this technology, nobody cared about sci-fi. Let's really put this stuff in perspective.
A Space Odyssey from Stanley Kubrick.
Those were small films, right, for a niche audience. Most of people who were watching sci-fi films, right, and especially how Star Wars and that spectacle came on, people laughed at that. That's what changed it, and that's why I always stand by that you have to understand what Star Wars means to people is the idea of space exploration. Not for one small step for mankind or whatever the case may be, but like, yo, there's other life forms out there that we could be friends with, and what's it like if you're on an ice planet, and what it's like if you're flying past a star and you're meeting this creature and talking to Wookiees and all this and that.
People didn't care about space.
Star Trek was more
people were actually traveling to space in the 60s.
Star Trek was morality based, but right. Okay. Star Wars was an exploration in terms of as the inner kid in you, right? Wanting to wonder and your imagination. And what I'm saying to you
is, what I wondered? Why is there only 5 black people in the entire universe in Star Wars?
That's a great question.
That's a topic for another
and that's
day.
A whole different topic. And you could go more importantly. Why is there no? Hey, Donald Glover said, "Where's the black females in Star Wars?"
You got green people, purple people. You got Jabba the Hutts. You got all type of stuff. But where the black people at? 5
Extermination.
Yeah. By the way, Courtney says that the MCU took the torch from Lucas's cold dead hand. He also says
Star Wars been dead.
Okay, that's my next question.
Because
is Star Wars dead?
No, Star Wars is not dead. That I will not accept. You can give me a 1-shot, 3-shot, whatever. Star Wars is not dead.
You got close up for that now.
I don't care. Star Wars is not dead. That, like, let's be clear about that. Star Wars is not dead. It's not going anywhere. But MCU and how it brought, listen, technology has shifted, right? MCU had an ability to tell these stories in a more coherent and stronger way than what Star Wars allowed or didn't allow themselves to do, right? Based upon what Lucas did. It was so contained in just Luke, Leia, and Han. And you have this expansive world that really was shown in glimpses, but you constantly told people to just pay attention to Luke, Leia, and Han.
Like, it's the biggest story, but this is a small part.
I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone.
Go ahead.
I'm not speaking for everyone, but with Star Wars, to me, it's boring because it's just they're like, okay, I get it. It'll be different.
No, let him do his thing.
Let me just say why. I'm entitled to my own opinion. Because, like, in the Marvel Universe, everybody has different powers. Everybody has a different skill set. And Star Wars is, okay, force, good or bad.
Right.
I can move stuff and push stuff with my mind. I can choke you or whatever.
Right.
Or it's going to be lightsabers.
Right.
And that's it. And it's always that, rinse and repeat. It'll
basic.
Be different characters.
It was basic.
Yeah, it's too, you know what I'm saying? I've been seeing that for like 30, 40 years already.
But you've been seeing it from Star Wars, though, right?
Yeah, but even when it's different characters, they're still doing the same things. Like, everybody in the MCU has a different skill set.
Right.
You know? So you're always introducing new characters, and then it's, like, exciting in a way to me. Even though I know these stories, and these stories are old as well, cinematically they aren't.
Right. So I think that the trouble with Star Wars today is that they are, and maybe the problem is the fans. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's nothing they can do. But they are too adherent to the original trilogy. And I think that they have been sort of nostalgia pimping, I call it. Right? So they, like, we have had Rogue One, which takes place in between the other trilogy. We now have a Han Solo movie coming out that no one asked for.
Nope. When is that dropping anyway?
Next week. Well, no. Deadpool's next week, and then the other one's the week after that.
Right,
but
the end of
the
like
point,
May 25th.
The point I'm trying to make is they keep telling us it's a big, expansive universe. It's so big. There's so much going on, but you keep doing movies that revolve around the same characters.
Who cares?
Right? And that is the difference. That is the difference with the MCU. The MCU has expanded their universe with people who may have nothing to do with each other, but they bring them together now and again. And we can talk about Knights of the Old Republic, Courtney, but the fact of the matter is they never made a movie out there. That was one good video game.
My thing is, and I've said this, and so I'm not gonna, go in depth or whatever, but just the way Star Wars had treated films. When you look at films back then, it was the good guy, the bad guy, and the love interest. The good guy, the bad guy, the love interest. And what Star Wars had did, or initiated rather,
incest,
is that it was the good guy, the bad guy, and you had these interesting side characters that you can follow a Wookiee. You can be cool. You can enjoy Han Solo. You could say, who is this Darth Vader and who is this Yoda, and these things like that. Now, to coincide with what you're saying, and what I've always been saying, is that what's the problem with Star Wars is that it's comfort food, and you don't escape comfort food. You don't ask for any other ingredients. But how can you consistently?
They're different with Last Jedi, and people crapped all over.
People went all over, but it needed to happen because there's a cauldron of people who are like,
not without letting Luke do his thing before going out, but whatever.
Well, but you have the people who are screaming about like, oh man, like why now they're wishing that they had the Force Awakens, right? And then you had others who understood like, yo, you have to move on from these characters. And so to your point about the difference with the MCU is that they're not as rigid. Right, there's a level of flexibility that they understand that the times are changing, and they have the ability. They're retconning a lot of these backstories, and they're doing it better. It's not even bad.
Wait, Star Wars or Marvel?
No, Marvel. There's a lot of these stories. There's a lot of these stories that are being retconned, and yes, they are taking the best and saying like, look, you know what? Let's improve on this, or let's do that.
Like,
the same thing with Thanos' story.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
Let's take the best things and put it.
And they're merging and mixing storylines and giving you what they think works well and what can translate easier to the audience.
I guess what I'm asking you is, are Marvel fans just more accepting of canon changes than Star Wars fans are? Are Star Wars fans too fickle?
Yes.
Or
right? Not all.
Or have the
not
movies
all.
just not been what they should have been?
I think it's a
like where do we fall on that?
Me personally, well, me personally,
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Me personally, I think it's a little bit of both, right? I always say I love Star Wars, but I'm not one of them like psychos who are gonna act like some of this stuff is goofy that happens in Star Wars films.
Misa.
You know what I mean?
Yo, Courtney is like
Jar Jar
in the chat
Binks.
room.
What happened?
He said people didn't crap all over Star Wars; it crapped all over itself.
Hey, no, a little bit of both, but.
A little bit of sauce, a little bit of cheese.
But but really quick, but yes, it is part that the fans are fickle, right? But they come from a different time, right? And so the older you get, right, they grew up with Star Wars. So
that's their childhood.
Yeah, and you don't want to mess up your childhood. So yeah, they're older now, they're more rigid, and they're like, yo, don't change anything that I've seen before.
Here's the thing.
And then another part is those movies, yeah, they didn't live up to what they should have been.
I think that
not all of them.
I think that Force Awakens did. And what I want to know is, what is the delta of people that complained about Force Awakens that are now wishing that The Last Jedi was like Force Awakens? Right? Like Force Awakens is just another New Hope, and then you get something different with The Last Jedi, and The Last Jedi...
And you're crying.
Yeah. So how does that work?
You can't win. That's what it is, man. You can't win. But what Marvel has and what the MCU has, and more importantly, what Disney has, because Disney has all of it.
Courtney says he has a wild and crazy suggestion about how to get the fans on board with Star Wars. Make a good movie.
It makes perfect sense.
Courtney, stop it. All right, just stop. Like The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi was both dope. And for me...
But one was doper than the other.
I like The Last Jedi.
That's not what I asked you.
I like
Last
Jedi.
Jedi.
I asked you, was one better than the other?
Hey, man, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite.
What is that? I don't know what that means.
If you talk about one is better than the other, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie. That's my top.
But what does that have to do with Last Jedi and Force Awakens?
The Last Jedi is its movie, and The Force Awakens is its movie.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
PC police over here.
Listen, MCU was able... Hold on, really quick. Understand this, right? And the beauty about the MCU and what needs to be understood. That's what I'm saying. When it's like all things, right? The older you get or whatever, if you have a child or anything like that.
You're smoking dope, by the way.
No, if you
smoking dope, you on your cell phone.
If you have a child or anything, you want the best for them. And like all things, as time moves on, it should get better. You shouldn't go backwards, right? And so let's just understand that we read comics and enjoyed comics for a lifetime or whatever. And you have the MCU has been able to successfully bring in people who have no clue, who've never picked up a comic book in their life.
Huge hits out of B-list characters.
And
C-list.
They're all invested.
Yo, what's crazy is like every single one of these characters, I would never give a crap about them. I didn't read none of these comics.
But they all
brought
invested.
Spider-Man in.
Because Disney hires the smartest people and says like, yo, let's get the best ideas.
Here's what I'm saying.
And this is what we're going to do. This is the formula. Star Wars doesn't allow that to happen.
Also, Courtney says you can't say that shit with a straight face.
I
say
never
what?
read not one Doctor Strange comic as a kid, not one Guardians of the Galaxy comic as a kid.
I had no idea who Guardians were before the movie. But
I knew
Doctor Strange.
I knew Doctor Strange.
I read Doctor Strange when he showed up in a Spider-Man comic.
Yeah, they used to pile around a lot.
Doctor Strange was mad OP, and he's been retconned several times.
No, but
in the comics as well.
Here's the problem. Here's the difference, and this is why I think that what Kevin Feige is doing over at Marvel is sort of better than what Kathleen Kennedy. See, Kathleen Kennedy is
and Courtney got some nerve to be crapping all over Star Wars when he's a major Star Wars fan himself.
That's why.
He's over there just going ham bones.
They shit the money back.
Maybe he didn't like it. Now look, here's the thing.
Like it.
He knows what I'm talking about.
But no, he just looked. I think he's cold.
He done told you.
No. But listen to what I'm saying. So
you said you want no smoke, Courtney.
So what I think is the difference between what Kevin Feige is doing that Kathleen Kennedy is doing Kevin Feige is expanding the universe, and Kathleen Kennedy is playing the greatest hits. And that is what's holding Star Wars back. If you want to expand the universe, how about give me a Finn movie or a Rey movie?
Yeah,
right?
You want to go see it, though.
As opposed to, like, why are we going backwards? The universe is not big if all you show me is... And now they just greenlit an Obi-Wan movie, right? So that's
it. Should have been a Lando
keep going
movie.
back to the old characters and telling me, don't worry, the universe is big. Don't worry, read the books and watch the shows. And then you get to the movies. Oh, those aren't really canon. Right? So what are you even investing in?
But any new things
Let
that
me
they
get
do
in there
would
and
be all stuff that they made up.
Ish. I'll make some ish. About it.
Courtney said for me to cut your mic.
It's just like
cut
they
whose
own
mic?
everything, so everything that they made would just be
cut
made
whose
up
mic?
stuff. It's canon because they made it. So, like, if George Lucas has no part in it, who's to say what's canon?
No. But I'm saying you have an official canon line, right? So
Books that were written by who?
The MCU movies have their own canon, right? Different from the canon of the comics, but the MCU movies have their own canon. And I guess Star Wars movies have their own canon, but I'm saying they try to walk that line and pretend that the books matter and you need to read those, but you don't because they don't really tie in.
They never adhere to any of the books or anything else. They just stay within the film.
They should take what works and they
check
should
your
expand it out.
liberties, man.
Now
And because of the films, they just stay right where it needs to be.
Now here's the other question. A lot of people have said that these are rumors going around because we all know that Kevin Feige's contract is up pretty soon. And he wants to finish out Phase 3, finish the Avengers Part 4. And the question is he going to renew his contract? And
DC going to offer him football numbers.
Not DC. Disney may offer him football numbers, and maybe they'll bring him on. People are saying there's rumors, because he was at the Star Wars premiere, that he may move over to Star Wars to get that ship in order. Would we allow that?
They probably gonna do that if this solo movie flops.
No. He wouldn't be. That means he wouldn't be running Marvel anymore. So would you?
You're not gonna allow that.
Kevin Feige,
I will not allow it. I will not allow it.
To get Kevin Feige to go and fix Star Wars for us.
Nah, I don't care that much about Star Wars.
Would you allow him to leave the MCU?
Nah.
He said
if
they die, they die.
Yeah. That's
Ivan Drago style.
Yeah.
They made their mess. Let them figure that crap out.
You're not having it.
I'm not with it at all.
Listen, it's just a changing of the guard, man. Like all things, it's all good. It happens.
Marvel is the hot new girl in school. That's all it is, man.
And Marvel's in the golden age of its run. Enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. This doesn't bother me.
Smell the roses while they're in bloom. It's not gonna get better than this, folks. We just came off of Spider-Man, then Ragnarok, then Black Panther, then Infinity War.
What happens when they give you a Celestial movie and you're like, yo, what is this?
I mean, you already got that with the first Guardians. I mean, they went inside of a Celestial's head. That's where Thanos was.
No. I'm talking about if they give you some type of movie and you're just pissed off. Like, yo, what am I watching?
If they
just give you the Inhumans on screen. Let's not act like these flops don't exist around.
How many bricks will we allow from the MCU before we say it's going down? Because I feel like they have one or two bad movies in a row before you'll be like, I'll allow it. There's something good coming out around the corner.
Look at what happened with these Star Wars movies.
They haven't missed in they last like 5-6 movies, bro. They have not missed.
Yeah, I think.
I'll tell you this: if Infinity War 2 or like Avengers 4 is trash, people are gonna start to say it's over. I'll tell you that much, because you know how people are. You only as hot as your last hit. So if that's like,
I think they have enough gas in the tank to absorb. Like, Ant-Man 2 might be trash. Nobody's gonna be like, yo, MCU's finished. Now, if Ant-Man 2 is trash and then Captain Marvel is trash, they're still going to be like, you know what, but Infinity War's coming out. Now, but if all three of those are trash, people are going to be... Because it's just law of averages. We're at 19 going on 20 movies now. At some point, they're going to have to put out a break. Some of the movies weren't good, but I don't think they had any outright, straight-up, terrible, garbage breaks. They had some misses... But no, like straight up, there's nothing in the MCU that's as bad as Justice League.
or Catwoman.
You know what? I'll save my comment for something. Whatever.
you don't want to go on record with that?
No, I will, but I'll just save it. I'll save it for another thing.
Now, on to the last part of the show. What would you do? So, we decided in lieu of the 19 movies of the MCU, we are going to rank our top 5 MCU movies. Each of us are going to go. We're going to tell you what we think. I'm going to just let you guys know now. Their lists are terrible and mine is the best. Who wants to go first?
Wait, I just read something finally, like, because I never, like, do this or whatever. Court said people will go see a Loki movie. No, they won't. No, they won't.
Spoiler alert.
Loki wouldn't go see a Loki movie.
He's dead.
So, facts.
No,
is he?
But okay, I'll just start off. I'll start off with my top 5 here. And this
How can it be whack if it's everyone's choice?
What? Because you have bad taste. What do you want me to say? I didn't want to say it. You brought it out. Okay,
Listen.
so my top 5 MCU movies.
Let's talk about before we talk about that top 5, we talk about this bad taste. We're not going to talk about how you loved Spider-Man 3. When I came out the theater,
what are you doing?
I said it was a
What
brick.
are you doing right now?
I'm pulling out receipts. That's what I'm doing.
I don't remember that.
Don't you dare tell me I got bad taste. No, you didn't.
How about
retcon that? Now you can proceed with your top 5.
Oh, you'll allow that?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
He'll allow it.
Okay.
Out of here.
All right.
You got your single?
Coming at me.
Top 5 MCU. My top 5 in order. Number 1. Actually, I'm going to start with 5.
Going to build up to this?
Yeah, build up to 5.
Drum roll.
My number 5 MCU movie of all time is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And no, Courtney, Iron Man 3 was not trash. I'm sorry you didn't get the Mandarin, but it would have been kind of racist if they had like a mustache Asian person, because the Mandarin's kind of a racist character. But whatever. But anyway, and hey, Miss Seymour, thank you for joining us. But
hey.
Captain America: Winter Soldier is number 5. Number 4, Black Panther. Number 3 is Civil War.
Okay.
Number 2, The First Avengers. And my number 1 MCU movie of all time is Avengers Infinity War. Because it deserves it. I said it. That was me. You know where to find me.
You stand by that?
I guarantee it. I stand by it.
I thought you was going to say Hulk.
Come on, man.
No. Let's bring that up too.
Yo, that was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Oh yeah, but
it might be in my top 11.
Hulk.
It's a lot of movies. I don't know what you want me to tell you. All right, who's next?
All right. I'll go. You good? All right. So my number 5 is Black Panther.
Black Panther number 5.
Yes, sir. My number 4 is Iron Man.
Number 4.
Right. My number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
And my number 2, this is the only time where I allow twos, right? Is Infinity War. And my number 1 is Winter Soldier.
That's so my 5 is your 1. All right.
Okay.
That's so that
All right.
that's for me.
Man.
That's where I stand.
Okay, number 5.
All right.
Number 5. Black Panther.
Okay.
Number 4. Number 4. Am I gonna change it? Because like y'all had some good ones, and I thought about it
you're listening.
Because I was just like, do I want to list hot newness, or do I want to go with like, oh, at the time, and how did it blow my mind? You know?
What is your top 5 that just every time you see, you're like, damn man, this stands above all those other MCU films. That it's like, man, nothing can compare. For you.
Okay, Black Panther's number 5. Number 4 would be the first Avengers.
Okay.
Because it was just, when you saw them together for the first time, that was amazing. And
it was crazy.
People forget because
by the way,
seen all this stuff.
Said, how the F is the first Avengers not on your list, y'all? He lost all faith in you.
Because it's not, Court. It's my list.
Wow.
That's why.
Oh, wow.
Yo.
So, number 3
At me.
Number 3, I got Civil War.
Okay.
Number 2, Winter Soldier. And number 1, Infinity War.
All right.
I had to think about that.
Well, you said 3.
Can you run that back one more time?
Yeah, because you said 3 is what? You said 1 is Infinity War.
Yeah.
You said 2 is Winter Soldier.
3 was Civil War.
3 was Civil War.
4 was the
first Avengers. 5 is Black Panther.
So the Russo brothers might be like your favorite director.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. I mean, it was
and
something.
You think Black Panther's better than the first Avengers?
Black Panther is number 5.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Black Panther was alright, but I ain't gonna say it was better than when I saw that for the first time.
When Hulk punched Thor in the face, Come on, Hulk.
Catching Iron Man out the air with the alley-oop.
Oh, okay. I had to look at my list again. And for the record, the Avengers just fell out of the top 5.
Wow.
So that's how that goes.
That's You know how that should go.
Court set to cut your mic. Look, man.
At me.
It's
Turn them off.
It's
at me.
Time to cut everybody's mic, but Mr. Woods, tell them where they can find you, sir.
At me, at Why Woods Why Not on most social media platforms or whywoodswhynot.com. It's my list.
Own that shit.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Johnson, where can they find you,
Judah
sir?
Bides with a Z at the end and 2 periods in between.
Yes, sir.
All right. Me, you can find me on your favorite social media network, as long as it's not Snapchat, at Steve A.M. Johnson. You can also find me if you're into politics. We took the week off this week, but next week you can catch us on the second page. And if you want to hear dads talking about dad stuff, you can check out 36 Chambers of Fatherhood. And always remember, please take a moment to like and subscribe and share this thing and tell your friends. We got a new graphics package.
Yeah.
We're invested in this thing.
Yes, sir.
Looking
good.
Help us grow this thing. We just passed 1,000 followers and things. I think we're at like 1,200 now. But
next stop 1 million.
Next stop 1 million, and that's gonna happen when you guys share this thing. So
greatly
thank
appreciate
you for watching. And we are out here. By the way, hugs not drugs.
Later.
Yeah.